Okay. LinkedIn lunch break. Ah, see, I use said this guy's saying that using unwrap like JavaScript is like a trust me, bro. Um, I don't know about what is this? This is Java. In the only time I've used unwrap is in Redux Toolkit, and you always do a dot then do stuff, and then dot catch, and that usually catches any possible errors. So, whoops. I don't know if they have a dot catch in Java there. That's hilarious. Notepad++ at number 3 spot. That's pretty wild. Three traps founders fall into when hiring React engineers: hiring based on projects, not ownership; mistaken tool familiarity for seniority; and skipping the async logic test. I think this is probably pretty on point just because I know when I first started with React, I had a lot of dependent dependence upon the actual framework to solve the problems for me instead of being able to really think through them and just see the framework as a tool. And every year that I continue to use React, or now more often Next.js, I have to think more about these things because I've run into this where like white screens happen, or um, Stack Overflow problems happen because of a use effect hook that's like running over and over and over again. Usually with like an edge case or something like that. But now that I am quite experienced with React development, you know, just because I know Material UI or people use Tailwind, I understand why I still hate Tailwind though, or Next.js. But when it comes to logical ways of handling complex state, dealing with API errors, and making sure that anything that you throw at the application is going to not cause it to crash, those are things that take a good deal of experience and honestly working with people that are really good. I noticed when I was consulting with LaunchDarkly that there was times when one component inside their entire application would crash, but it would not affect any of the other components. It would just be this one little tiny box that crashed. And a lot of other applications I've worked on, that would kill the whole application. But because LaunchDarkly is so well engineered, they were able to mitigate any kind of errors that could happen, and they have strong testing and all that kinds of stuff. It's a very solid app. So yeah, I think this is on point. I think Vicky's really got a point. You really have to make sure you get down into how somebody uses these things, not that they know them, and how well can they communicate with designers and stakeholders. Because React, these are front end things. Front end is in a lot of ways a lot more difficult than back end stuff. And how well are they able to take things from idea to UI to logic to deployment. And that's a very difficult, challenging pathway, and you have to have a lot of experience, and you have had to do this over and over again for years to be able to know how to do this well. And you have to know how to build good systems or update systems so that they are good for this flow. Yeah, the main thing, this is about the difference between front and back end and the challenges that both kind of face. The most difficult thing with the front end stuff is that the DOM and how code interacts with the DOM is so unbelievably complicated, and it is a lot more when it comes to the way it works, it's a little bit more, I guess, I don't know about abstract. I think it's just a lot. You're dealing with a lot of different pieces working together instead of working with pure logic. There's a lot of funky stuff that goes on, and handling state and handling what the user's actually going to do. Requests are made to a backend the way that the backend accepts requests to be made. Requests by a user to a front end, there's just so many more variables that you have to deal with. And so in some of those ways, front end is a lot more difficult than back end because of the just pure variables of how a user actually uses the application, what kind of inputs. Whereas in an API, you define the way inputs are made, and that's it. It's very stable. Now, the problems arise if through many layers of abstraction when you're dealing with APIs and objects, especially OOP and all that kind of thing. And sometimes some magic black boxes when it comes to configurations and things like that. Those things get really complicated and very, very difficult. But yeah, I think they're both incredibly difficult. I think they both have things that are more difficult idea-wise than others. Front end has more variables. Back end has deeper abstraction and more organization and libraries and logic and all that stuff and configurations, and especially when you're working with containers and buckets and everything, that can get really, really complicated. Tune APIs easy to read. Terrible for LLMs. LLMs run tokens. JSON's full of braces, colons, quotes. More tokens, more costs. So developers created Tune specifically for AI models. Huh. That's interesting. This is going to be an interesting problem. This kind of brings up an interesting issue. Where how are we going to balance how good something is for an LLM versus how readable it is? Because this Tune stuff, it's fairly readable, but this is a very small amount of data. And JSON is a lot easier to deal with large amounts of data. So it is going to be really interesting how this ends up working out. Huh, interesting. So Tune will not replace JSON because it's a real standard machine readable format used across APIs, database, SDK, every modern backend. Tune and VSC only work inside AI prompts. That actually, I'd be willing to bet you whoever creates a JSON to Tune converter middleware, they're probably gonna make some money, because like 70 tokens versus 125 tokens. If you make a middleware that costs the same amount as maybe 30 more tokens, so it's a 125 tokens cost compared to a 100 tokens cost, for folks that rely heavily on AI, and as they continue to, if you make a middleware for that so that they end up using less money to convert to Tune on the fly, I think people will pay for that, because it seems like people are going to want to use Tune for the lack of tokens. Hmm. Another programming language. So my teacher told me, how's that possible? If I know how to write C++ and I need to write it in Python, all I need is a dictionary. I thought programming is about memorizing syntax. It's about structuring thought. I think if we compare this to building a house, if you build a house from scratch, you know how to do electric wiring, you know how to do plumbing, you know how to build foundations, all these things. But then what happens when you need to build a high rise? So I think the more you use something, the more you use a programming language, the more you start to see they're all really got a lot of similarities, and they all have a lot of things that work the same. But they don't. They have different tools for different tasks, and they scale better for different things. And I think it would be unwise to think that if you can make a game in C# using Unity, or make a game in Unreal using C++, and then go and build an enterprise level web app, I think you're kind of fooling yourself. Even though you probably know more about how code works than somebody that has only built web apps, they're just different tools, and they work differently for different reasons. Just like you would have to learn a lot in order to be able to move from building a house to building a high rise, or even building a 3-bedroom house to building an apartment building. These are different things. Eva Quinn, how's it going? I'm just doing my coding live stream right now. I think I might have it set as Night Rain on Twitch. But Night Rain's good. I can keep playing it all like over and over and over again. I'm on Depth of Night 3 right now. Currently, I'm just doing the LinkedIn lunch break, and do some live coding here soon. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I play. You can check my schedule. So far, I'm doing Um, Live coding from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. with starting off with the LinkedIn lunch break, and then from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. all Central Standard Time doing Night Rain. I had some I had a really bad Caligo run last night, but oh, thank you. Uh, me too. Streaming almost every day. Doing a lot of video editing for shorts and stuff like that. So, but yeah, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Central, and then 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for gaming Central. What have you been playing lately? Not Night Rain. Have you played Elden Ring yet? You probably want to have played Elden Ring before you play Night Rain, to be honest. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. I did spend some time watching YouTube videos and stuff to see if I can get like a decent setup going and everything. Yeah, Night Rain gameplay is pretty fun to watch. It's really fast paced. Uh, have you been playing anything cool that maybe I should try out? If I like, I love. I kind of think I want to play like a lot of the other Dark Souls. Oh, thank you, Ava. Appreciate you. But I kind of want to play some other Dark Souls stuff. But I really like the Dark Souls. I like the sort of medieval swords and stuff like that. I haven't even played Lies of Pi yet. I think I would get really angry about at that one. But yeah, let me know if you have anything cool that you've been playing that you think I might like as well. Any hobbies? Um, I'm a software engineer full time, and I'm building a Zoom app right now that some people I know about 30 people that needed this app, so I'm trying to figure out how to build it. And I walk a lot. I walk all around town. I live in Austin, Texas, so I walk around town a lot and play video games and what else? I mean, to be honest, I'm trying to do this a little bit less, but I do drink. There's a lot of going out opportunities in Austin, especially with Sixth Street. So, going out, hanging out with friends, and drinking and stuff. I do that. I cook a lot on my Instagram. You can find me at Crantonimo, and on my Instagram, you'll see some of my cooking videos. I used to be a professional chef back in Vegas, and I stopped cooking for a while. Been kind of getting back into it, having some anime movie stuff. I haven't watched anime in forever. Um, the last anime that I really watched was AOT. I loved AOT. I feel like I kind of want to watch it again. I kind of try not to get too into anime, but I do really like AOT. That was a really messed up show, which is something I really liked about it. And I like the ending too. It would be kind of crazy to go back through it knowing what the ending is. Um, I did just recently watch a lot of the Marvel movies again. All the um, whatchamacallits, the Avengers and stuff and everything around that. But I just got back from Miami. I spent like 9 days in Miami just going to business events and networking and going out and kind of doing that whole thing. And so I've been a little bit chill last week or so. Favorite animator character? Oh man, gosh, that's a tough one. I think my favorite anime is probably Attack on Titan, and I think the favorite character is probably like I forget his name, uh, the commander. Um, Let's see. Commander Attack on Titan. No. Let's see. Characters. Levi. Yeah, Levi Ackerman. I think he was my favorite character for sure. That dude is badass. Especially when he tore up the, what was it called? The Beast Titan. It was, yeah, I forget the main guy's name, but I think it was, no, it wasn't Reiner. It was Zeke. Yeah, he tore Zeke a new one. But heck yeah. Yeah, I don't watch anime as much. I do like Asian stuff though. I like Asian food. I haven't watched. I really, the only Asian music I listen to is like Twice. I like Twice. I haven't listened to it in a long time, but they are coming to Austin, which next April I think, and I think I'm probably gonna buy a ticket to that. Yeah, follow me on Instagram, Crantonimo. And I'll give you a follow back and take a look at your stuff for sure. Trying to see if I can find anything else that's interesting on here today. Lila and Alex Ramosi, probably give them a follow. I like those folks. I don't listen to Lila as much. You know, I'm a guy. But also, I was watching Alex Ramosi while I was in the airport bar. And the bartender's like, "Is that you?" I'm like, no. So he does talk about like people that look like you. You tend to like give them a little bit more precedent. I don't have a Discord, no. That's still pretty new to the streaming, so I'm not really spending a lot of time there yet with that. I would need, I think, once I reach 1,000 followers, I think that's going to be the time to do a Discord. I did know how to code when I started Godspeed. Goodspeed. Had ideas. And I found Bubble. AI powered agency. I think that's baloney. I don't trust stuff like that. Yeah, sure. Nice. Aura Graphics. I appreciate the hustle. I'll tell you that. I dropped you a follow. Thanks for coming in today. Well, I'm not seeing a lot more that's interesting here today. Everybody's talking about tune format. I'm telling you, seems like everybody's talking about this. If somebody makes a middleware that is like a really simple plug and play that automatically sits between JSON you want to send to an AI to an LLM, in tune, and then returns tune, and then automatically prints it back to JSON, and you get the benefits of not having to change any of your JSON, but still get the benefits of using less characters, you're making money. Full stop. I'm sending this idea to my buddy that's a backend engineer because he's a Ruby on Rails guy, and he actually might be able to make that. I basically said, let's see if I can show you here. Idea for you I just came up on. Tune format is all over LinkedIn. If you know how to make a middleware that ingests JSON, converts to tune, thereby gaining the benefits of significantly lower token count, gets response and reconverts back to JSON so that devs don't have to update any JSON. They just plug in this middleware and save a ton of money on token costs. They'll probably pay you for that. I think it's a good idea. Okie dokie. I think that's enough. That's enough for LinkedIn lunch break. Now we're on to the fun, not so fun stuff. It's better than my actual job. Like working on my actual job stuff right now, I'm just like, I hate this. I hate it so much. But okay. So that's right, I was following this thing. The problem that I'm having is, oops. Problem is here that my ngrok isn't working. It's not creating the tunnel. The tunnel is not working. I think I closed my IDE or something. Probably need to refresh my input, huh? Restart capture. There we go. Okay, so open this up. Repos. CD, zoom apps, example. Open this bad boy. Oh, somebody's already built a tune encoder. And they give it out for free. Doggone. Okay. So VS Code. So npm run dev. See that we start. So that's ready. So I'll do ngrok http 3000. Localhost 3000 is up. Problem is that this doesn't work. I'm trying to ask a buddy about why this ngrok thing isn't working. Oh, look, what is HTTP, right? Yeah, it is. honestly not much help. Well, it says try HTTPS or looking at ngrok as a cell termination options. Let's see what, maybe that'll help. Really, am I out of space? Oh, dang. I'm like totally out of space. Holy crap. These live streams sure do take up a lot of space. But I killed those. Oh, I think I need to empty my trash. That'll probably help. I think my trash got super full. Yeah, that opened up like 140 gigabytes. My trash was super full. How much space is left on this external? 334 gigabytes. Probably toast those. Probably toast those too. Is this corrupted? Oh, that's not good. deal with these streams. Do the editing. And get rid of them. Okay, I'll do that today. So let's see. Let's go to Claude. I logged in. I must have canceled my plan or something. It's this one. Nope. Oh well. Oh, this is not Claude. That's why. It's a different app. Okay. There we go. Okay, so the ngrok, basically the problem is that ngrok tunnel not working on localhost. Ngrok URL is HTTPS, localhost is HTTP. I can make requests to ngrok URL via Postman successfully, but accessing ngrok URL on browser gives me, for everybody that just came in, I'm building a Zoom app, a Zoom AI app, and I'm following this workshop tutorial, and it's I have to do like this ngrok I have to use ngrok to basically build for make a tunnel for development, and it's not working locally. So like here, I've got the local host running 3000, and then I got the ngrok URL working, and I can ping it with Postman, and get the response I need back. But that's the only thing that's working. Is me an error. Let's see what it comes up with here. I am doing that. Okay, we'll specify HTTP protocol here. ngrok HTTP oops, localhost 3000. Specified. Go here. Still doesn't work. Check your localhost. It is on HTTP. Yep, it's HTTP. I do see the forwarding in my console as expected from HTTPS ngrok URL to HTTP localhost URL. But the issue is only when I view ngrok URL in the browser. Browser cache. Let's give this a shot. Okay, what happened? Delete domain security policies. Enter your ngrok domain. Delete. Try accessing again. Still nothing. Still nothing. Let's turn off all my Browser extensions. Okay, thank you. Oh, that's bloody annoying. Okay. Why is that off? On. It should be off. Come on, buddy. There. It's off. Yeah, still nothing. It's not getting any requests. It does not receive any requests when accessing ngrok URL from the browser. Only when pinging from Postman does it receive any requests. Try this. Oops. Yeah, it returns the IP address. Oh, insecure localhost. Try a curl command. This is the response from the curl command. Let's try it in bash. Maybe it's because I'm not in bash. Basically the same thing. This is complicated, man. TLS handshake is failing at the system level, not just in the browser. Broken pipe error during the TLS handshake means the connection is being terminated abruptly. IPv6. Okay, let's try this. Check if I'm behind a proxy. No. Welcome in. Let me know if you have any software questions. Just building a Zoom app, and I'm stuck at the first part. It's ridiculous. Software engineering is a pain in the butt, but it's can be worth it. I have like 30 people right now that need this app, and I'm just building on my own. But I gotta figure out how to build. I'm just trying to build the sample app from Zoom, like the most basic thing, and I'm just having like this issue that just sucks butt. Try with my mobile post like this sort of. Ngrok's HTTP endpoint. Ngrok console. Should show HTTP. It's just the web interface. No, it forces HTTPS. Can't do that. This is pretty crazy sauce, actually. I really do not understand here. Disable SSL verification. Let's see if this works. I just get nothing but errors here. Ugh. Ugh. This kind of stuff sucks so freaking bad. I'm on a personal Wi-Fi connection. Let's try cutting this, killing the ngrok, and then we'll do it again. Or let's just do ngrok HTTP 3000 here, and then try again. Nothing. See what Claude has to say. Try forcing IP version 4. No errors. That's good. Try SSL verification disabled. With the SSL verification disabled. Let's command I get this error. Goodness gracious, saints alive. TLS version mismatch. Your macOS has an older Libre SSL that's defaulting to an older TLS version, and ngrok requires TLS 1.2 or higher. Force the TLS version. Yes, because my Mac OS is out of date. try this. Install a new version of curl, maybe. What's happening here? Sure is taking a while. It's still working. That's good. Good news. Still is taking a long, long time. Hopefully this works, dog. Still going? Goodness. I gotta use the restroom. Okay, looks like it's done. I don't know what this does, but we're gonna try it. No such file. Whoa. My Mac OS version is 13.6. Three years old. Hey, that's why. Oh, well, maybe I'll update. So I'm going to quit the stream and then I'm going to update.